Coming up on Mountain News this morning, 3 groups in the Appalachians were awarded federal grant money as rebuilding efforts continue after the July 2022 flood. And a new road offers new ways to travel between Kentucky and Virginia.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 6 a.m. on November 15th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, really all that I have to say, we are going to see that sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful few days, but once again, we're still keeping our fingers crossed and just waiting for the rain.
Exactly. Now, I do have something to tell you real fast, okay? So you were talking about the other day how you beat me with getting your Christmas tree up.
I hope so.
All of my trees are up now, and the lights are outside on the house, so I'm
now
catching
you're
up.
winning.
I'm catching up.
Yeah, Brandon has like
That's
4
right.
trees and lights everywhere. I have 1 tree and like a Christmas wreath, so you're doing a lot better than me.
It's like the Big Blue Crush. I'm Kentucky and you're Tennessee, and I'm still winning.
Brandon! I'll support Kentucky and the Big Blue Crush. Just don't get me started on sports.
Okay. All right. Let's get into the forecast now. And you're right. It's going to be another dry day across the mountain. It's going to be warm, too. UVA-wise, one of the warmest spots in the region there this morning. They're sitting at 52. So, again, that's the kind of the warm spot out there to start the day. Everybody else is in the 30s and 40s. We're at 38 Manchester, Irvin, 2. 34 now Ashland, 36 Grundy and Clintwood, 39 in Jonesville and Somerset. Also Jacksboro this morning. And, of course, today, about 68, maybe a little bit warmer in some spots. We're going to be seeing skies that will gradually clear after some morning clouds, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape. I don't know if we'll see sunrise, but I think we'll see sunset, 7:13 and 5:22. Olivia?
Alrighty, thank you, Brandon. We are following a developing story from Bell County. U.S. Highway 25E was shut down in both directions for several hours last night after a deadly crash. Officials say it happened near Bell County High School. Officials say 3 cars, including a tractor trailer, were involved and 1 person is dead. We will update you as we continue to get more information. And there was another non-fatal crash in Bell County earlier last night. Again, it happened on Highway 25E. It occurred around 9 p.m. near Faith Temple Church. Officials say a tractor trailer driver lost control of their vehicle after hitting a curve and flipping. The trailer spilled 38,000 pounds of cargo, which blocked the southbound lane. The roadway was later cleared of debris. The driver was cleared to go home as well. This week, officials are promoting awareness for drivers to be careful on the roads, especially with first responders working crash scenes. Kentucky State Police is working with the Federal Highway Administration to promote National Crash Responder Safety Week. Trooper Matt Gayhart of KSP Post 13 in Hazard says the important thing drivers should remember is to slow down and move over to an adjacent lane. This week is designed to remind drivers of the importance of following the state's move over law.
Well, the more that we can talk about it and get the information out there, I think it's definitely going to help. Just to kind of reiterate in someone's mind when they're operating a vehicle, when they come upon a first responder on the side of the road, just something to jog their memory and let them know that I need to slow down and move over.
Gayhart says it is also important to not drive distracted, and while some may want to see and know what is going on at a crash scene, it is more important to keep your eyes on the road ahead. With a new road on the map, officials with the Breaks Interstate Park hope more people pump the brakes to visit the Grand Canyon of the South. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about an open road that is opening possibilities.
An intersection that connects an interstate collaboration.
Every year we talk to people that are just blown away by the beauty of the park, the amenities that we have to offer. But the drive has always been one of the major drawbacks of getting to the break.
A nearly 9-mile connecting road of US 460 is now open, beginning in Elkhorn City and crossing the state line into Southern Gap, Virginia.
I think everybody has really been anticipating the opening of this road.
And while the road could mean more tourism with a turn that leads directly to the entrance of the Breaks Interstate Park, officials say the excitement should not overshadow the environment because the highway is a habitat.
So we see large amounts of elk, deer frequently cross the road. We see turkey, we see bear.
Park Superintendent Austin Bradley says drivers should take extra care with the number of extra critters.
And while all that is phenomenal from a tourism perspective and a wildlife viewing perspective, it could also potentially be dangerous for drivers.
Still, he says he is excited about a connection that is beneficial to all of the surrounding communities.
There's just a tremendous amount of excitement about not only the section that recently opened, but once the entire project is done within the next couple of years, that will connect Grundy to Pikeville.
Saying the road to progress is paved with projects like this. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Bradley says the views from the road are beautiful and a good teaser for the views inside of the park. He hopes to see more people take advantage of the area now that access is becoming less of an obstacle. State officials are still utilizing resources to help Eastern Kentuckians rebuild after the July 2022 flood. The United States Department of Agriculture Kentucky office rewarded groups in Perry and Letcher counties with grant money. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us where and how the money is being used.
People in Neon are continuing to work on rebuilding. USDA officials recognize the need for help.
The city received a community facilities grant from the disaster funding that was passed by Congress a year ago in December to replace a utility vehicle that was lost in the flood.
The grant money amounted to nearly $37,000. Neon Mayor Ricky Burke says help from agencies continues to make a difference.
They've helped great. USDA, FEMA. We've had a lot of people come through, and it's really helped us a lot.
USDA officials also stopped in Isom. The IGA was awarded more than $250,000 for energy-efficient equipment.
As produce cases, dairy cases, our frozen cases, our meat cases, everything that we repurchased has an energy-efficient motor to it.
The Isom IGA was rebuilt after the July 2022 flood. Now with new inside equipment and solar panels, USDA officials want to help combat power rate increases.
Those kind of increases will continue. They're not going to go away. So it only makes sense that when you have the opportunity for your business to put solar panels on it, to generate as much electricity as you can so that you can lower your operating costs.
Isom IGA owner Gwen Christian also says the store is back to fully staffed and seeing a steady amount of customers. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Tim Short and Hazard also received grant money from the Rural Energy for America program. The grant amounted to more than $120,000 to install energy-efficient lighting.
Coming up on 6:08 here on this Wednesday morning, we take a look at I-75 there at Corbin, and we continue to see traffic moving along pretty well. One of the spots it's not as cold this morning, 40 degrees down that way at the London Corbin Airport. 38 Manchester, Irvin, 34 Ashland, 36 Grundy, Clintwood, and 39 in Somerset, Jacksboro, and Jonesville rather this morning, and 38 Manchester. And again, you see lots of 40s out there. Close to 50 in Harlan, 52 in Wise. The breakdown for today, we're heading to about 68, but remember, very, very dry. Clouds this morning might help our relative humidity, and the dew points stay a little bit higher, but once they get lower, that's very dry air. So I think that's going to happen this afternoon as the sun makes its way out. So again, no burning. No burning. Let's just put it that way. Not even say if at all possible. No burning whatsoever, even if you're not in a burn-ban county. Olivia.
Thank you, Brandon, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the fighting in the Middle East continues as more mass protests are being hosted here in the United States.